Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to the nightcap of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther the three. I have an awesome female wrestler that has been on the podcast now three times, not four times, but three times. Let's give it a warm Dudes at Ringside return to Savanna Stone. Welcome back, Savanna.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I'm so happy to be back. It's good seeing you, Joe. Thank you for having me here again.
Same. I felt that energy last time, and I had to have you back because you always bring the fun, and me and you, we don't just talk about wrestling. We talk about everything from travel to training to everything, fun and food and everything, painting. Last time you had a fun painting in the background too, so awesome.
I still
you're not alone today, Mrs. Savannah. Who's your special guest with you today?
I would love to introduce to you guys the man behind the camera, Cam Era Now.
Hello.
This is Cam, you guys. This is the guy who has helped me produce all of my promos, all of my photo shoots, all of my 8x10s that you guys purchase. This is all this guy's work along with both of our creativity.
Can't do it without her.
Awesome. So what have you been up to since the last time you were in the Dudes at Ringside Studios?
Dude, so much. Right now, I am working on taking back the Midwest territory. I've infected the Midwest territory at D6W, Destination 6. I'm working hand in hand with the promoters right now. It's been awesome. He's helping edit the whole production. So we are both stationed in California. So getting to travel back to the Midwest where I originally started is just awesome. He got his foot in the door there. We're also doing Arizona and taking over all of Arizona. There's it's like a rivalry in Arizona right now. And we're going to make the top company. It's going to be us. It's going to be us that makes the top company in Arizona. And I'm really, really excited to create that drama too. So got some stuff in California. He's got some production stuff in California. So it's been awesome trying to get back to the East Coast. We were talking about that earlier. So fingers crossed there. But yeah, it's been busy.
Awesome. And you said Arizona. There's a female wrestler that I would love to see you battle against. Fallen Gray. Are you familiar with her?
Yes, I am. I haven't gotten to wrestle her, but I've shared locker rooms with her at AWF.
Yes.
She's a tough cookie. And I know you're a hard hitter because the last time we talked, you do a lot of MMA style. She takes bumps. And she takes lumps. So I think maybe you versus a dream match, if I could ever get out there and go to Arizona and see a match, I think that would be Savanna versus the Fallen Angel versus the Queen of Stone. I think that'd be
that would be actually really cool. I think one of the biggest things when I recently saw her in Arizona, shared a locker room with her, and one of the biggest things I liked was her character development and the story that she tells in the ring. I think we talked about that. I think that's a very important thing for me is to be able to tell and showcase your story. And she's got a great story on top of just being an athletic wrestler. So, yeah.
You like that I called you the Queen of Stone?
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
New alias.
Every time now.
The Queen of Stone. Like that. You have to find it.
I love it.
Not so heavy, someone has to make it 3D print you looks like stone, but it's like a crown.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be dope.
That'd be really cool.
I would
black. Oh my god, the black diamonds on top of the points on the crown. Oh my god, that'd be so.
That
cool.
brainstorm happening.
There you go. See what happens when me and Savannah are around each other. We always brainstorm.
The energy. It just happens.
Creativity.
Crystals, the crystals always have to unite, somehow through the internet vibes,
Yes, they do.
So when you guys are doing all your photos, is there ever you go to a location and you see something and you're like, oh, take your camera out, we have to take a picture over here?
All the time. That's usually how it happens is I'll have something in mind and we never make it to where I thought, because I'll end up seeing something when we're driving, or she'll see something, and it ends up coming organically that way instead of what we were planning out. So 9 out of 10 times we don't ever end up on the site we usually picked up to where we want to go do photos, and we end up somewhere completely different.
Yeah.
And so that's usually what keeps it nice and fresh and makes the magic of it all.
You make a very like big energy thing. Like I've always found it very weird. This is just as a female. I've always found it very weird to like go and take pictures. I wasn't that kind of girl. So it was very difficult. And like, he really helped like make it comfortable. And he's like, you know, like energy all the way. And so being able to embrace this new style and this new look that I have and be able to showcase it to my fans is really awesome. And we do very spontaneous shoots.
The first month was hard because I had to wear a blindfold until we got comfortable with each other. So I was trying to take pictures blindfolded, and that didn't work out well.
No.
But once we got the trust going, it really came together.
It was, we did like the first few shoots, and I just didn't like what was there. I felt like I could have showcased myself better. And he was really like, you know, like, let's get you outside, you know, maybe it's just because you're in the building. And I think that's stuff that professional wrestlers need to think of, because we always think in the ring, but a lot of it's outside of the ring. Like you see Charlotte Flair, she's on magazines, you see all this kind of stuff, and it's an important side of our business. So being able to finally tap in and get comfortable with that is a blessing.
I can imagine you taking the photo, you realize he's turned around and he's just taking a picture of the tree. He's like, yeah, girl, get it, girl.
Sometimes it's happened like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's happened like that.
You don't want to say anything. You just want him in his zone. And then it's like, you go, like, let's see the pictures. And you're like, do you realize you were taking a picture of a tree for like 20 minutes? No.
Joe, are you
You were going,
yeah.
In the background, you're just behind him like this.
Yeah,
like
looking at the
pictures as they're being
taken. They're telling you what they see happening, because that very much does happen.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can imagine you guys are just sitting there and she's just going, yep, yeah. You realize you just got a picture of my like hair, the top of my hair, the bun.
Yeah.
Good. But man, sometimes those make the greatest layers behind other things. You can play around with them as a texture and stuff. So yeah, sometimes that you think I'm joking, but it does happen. Like I'll see something and I'll like, hang on, let me get that, and I'll zoom it in and then layer it into the photo somewhere in the background for a different texture or a different look, change the color on it. People have no idea.
I was actually made me think of one of the last photo shoots that we did. We were selling it to D6W in Illinois, and that was a big deal because they hadn't seen me since I was a teenager, and I'm like 25 now. So I wanted to really come across as different. They hadn't seen me with my tattoos or anything like that. And we were trying to figure out, we got good pictures, but we couldn't find the right background. And we had used like woods and snow and nature because of where we're at. We got those locations. And I couldn't decide. And so he actually took pictures of like tree bark and made that the background of me. And so it looked like a very nature-like, and it was very creative. It's kind of cool getting to see that other side, because I'm, you know, again, we always focus so much in the ring, but it's cool to kind of branch my mindset and see the production side and producing my own character and my own business, you know?
Mm-hmm. So where did this side of your character come from? Did you have to watch, certain people have to watch a movie or hear a song, and it thought this level of my character needs to go here now?
A good question.
I would say, honestly, full-heartedly, trauma got me here. I know that sounds so bad, but I say that in a very positive way, actually, because a lot happened in my personal life while I was trying to be this professional wrestler, this savvy stone, unbreakable character. And so I had to try to figure out, like, okay, I'm selling myself as this and I don't want it to be false, but all these things are happening in my life that are breaking apart around me. And so how do I tell this story and be true to myself and not just feel like I'm putting on this facade on the weekends and able to actually do my job and not like break down. And it's true. Like everyone in wrestling deals with that, but that's how I told my story. So I created this. I became I've been very spiritual throughout this and very like, you know, love, peace, happiness, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty and show a little bit of blood too. So like, how do you mix that together? And that's kind of truly how this unbreakable queen was crafted and created, so to speak. So
awesome.
I know it's deep. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, deep. That went deep. I want to grab out my dad's bongos. Get my dad's
some of
congas.
the preparation that goes into doing it.
Yeah.
Get me a kunga stat.
Rain sticks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm gonna need to grab, like, do like I do on my other show. Get me a kunga stat.
Yeah,
that's it.
Legit. I'm always here. My character, I like to try to make you feel and think. So if I can get you feeling and think you in a job.
Yeah. Have you changed your like gear in any way? Because I noticed in the promo picture you had the scarf and you were crouched down in the gray outfit. Like I know last time you were wearing a lot of blacks and a lot of green, I guess, last time in your outfits.
Yes.
Has the outfit changed to this side of the character, or is it just stayed almost the same? And who does your new outfit? Anybody? Any new like gear makers? Anything new like that?
Okay, so that's like an amazing question. I love all of that. Very detailed. Long story short, for me personally, I want to say no. But realistically, I know I've changed my look like a crap ton, and I'm very proud of that. So it started truly, I've always been trying to search for my look. I've always changed my character and my look along the way. I would say around 22 to 23 is when I really tried discovering new colors and patterns. I had gone through a really bad breakup. And the weirdest thing, and I'm going to put this on blast, the weirdest thing he told me was that I wasn't feminine enough. And that really bothered me. I was like, I'll show you feminine. And I had already broken up and I had cleared the air and everything like that. But I showed up that day wrestling in a dress for the first time. And I had kind of intertwined my spirituality. So it wasn't a complete shock to the California scene, because I had been in like factions that were like culty, weird spiritual factions before. So it was kind of leading towards that. But I was like, today's the day I'm going to just go for the big shebang. And I wrestled in a dress and I got to actually showcase my lucha, because we had been talking about a lot of strong style at the time, but I got to kind of bring back my lucha, which I hadn't broken out since I was like 16, 17, 18 years old. Because back then I got to wrestle people like Thunder Rosa and like Chris Statlander and Jordan Grace and all these girls that could really base. And so I was like, I brought it back and it got a really good reaction, because they were like, you're the leather jacket girl. What happened? Oh my God, you know? And I was like, you know what? Like, I can be whoever I want to be. That's what professional wrestling is. And so even though that personal heartbreak, it actually showcased a huge opportunity in my professional career. And so ever since then, depending on the opponent and depending on the company, sometimes I'll go in more like, all right, mother effer, I'm going to you up. And sometimes I'll go in more of the namaste, you know, we don't have problems, like, let's do this humbly and respectfully, because I feel like I'm savvy. Like, I can be whatever you want me to be. It depends on you. And I have that kind of almost split personality, so to speak, that openness. And so, yeah, it's changed a lot. And to answer the gear question, I have gotten into the desert area. And so there's a small little area called Crestline. And I get a lot of my gear from these little homemade shops and these little personal shops that they have. And it's like all tailored personally for my style, especially when I lost a lot of weight. So I was 169 when you interviewed me. And I'm now 125, ranging from 125 to 128, depending on the day and the water weight. And I lost a lot of weight through that journey of just self-discovery and being able to find these appropriate tailored outfits for me that showcase, like, again, girls wrestling in dresses and in tights, but then going out in leather jackets and skirts and just changing their look compared to the match. It's something that people don't do a lot of. And so that's the long answer to that. But yeah, it's been a monumental change, but yet still, I think, always who I really always was deep down underneath.
It's cool too, because if you go to, and here's the shameless plug, if you go to Instagram at Savanna Stone 01, you'll see the documentation of that from where she was like the leather clad brawler girl. And you'll see this subtle change going through the pictures that we were starting to take and do, where you can see all this dramatic change in hair and style and confidence and look and wrestling style. And if you really pay attention to it and look at it in order, it tells a real cool story.
Like a whole chronological story of my life and the growth between my fights and the kind of fighter I've become after wrestling people like Thunder Rosa, after wrestling people like Brittany K at D6W. So Yeah, I try to tell a lot. Try to tell a lot of story, both in clothes and fashion, and in the ring.
My Instagram. Why did you have to do this to me in the middle of an interview? I was just doing a podcast early with a manager from the UK, and during the podcast in the chat, I don't know if you're familiar with the YouTube channel, the Instagram page, Ripshot.
It sounds familiar.
They do like interviews of wrestlers, and they'll make it into a cartoon.
Oh,
and
cool.
And he came in the chat, and I felt so bad saying this. And if you're watching Rip Shots, I'm sorry. I had no idea who you were. And it made me feel a little bit better when the female wrestler was like, ew. And she looked it up with her boyfriend, and he came in, who's Rip Shots? And looked it up. And he's like, he must be from the UK because it said from blah, blah, blah. And I watched your video like an hour, like 20 minutes before this show. And he did one with the Ultimate Warrior. And it was just like him talking in a chair like this, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know about that." And Hulk Hogan made me do this, and I'm just like, it's an actual Ultimate Warrior talking. You can hear his voice, and then Brother Hogan talking about the Macho Man, like cool. And well, by the way, in my chat we have Dave's Dimension, my friend. Hey, Dave, welcome. He's another cool.
What's up, Dave?
Hey. Dave's cool. He's
how you be, Dave?
Dave's Dimension. I told him when he came on last time, I was like, Dave's Dimension.
Yeah, it's a Dave's Dimensions here.
Dave's Dimension. Yeah, but yeah,
that's definitely a theme song.
Yeah, I definitely have to copyright that. Dave's Dimension.
Right.
So when it comes to traveling with you guys, when you go into your shows, do you have any fun stories for the car? And what are the snacks in the car? I have to know.
Oh, man. Okay, so we have gotten to the point where we consider ourselves travel gourmet chefs now, to the point where we've been taking like full course meals with us.
Yeah.
And we come off very bougie sometimes because we try to keep it healthy. So at the beginning, it started out with a lot of junk food and Slurpees and energy drinks. And we were like, this isn't working. We're not feeling good when we get there.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where we're just like, well, let's just make food. And so it's not uncommon for us to show up with like this really nice vegan meal with like all these wonderful vegetables sauteed and stuff and all these really healthy options. But then usually after the show, we start to go home, and then that's when the bad habit comes in, and then we end up usually having to stop and get some energy drinks and coffee and some candy bars.
Oh boy. Is there any fun stories from the road, like when you're traveling, anything like that?
Oh, I would say the craziest time that we recently traveled was to D6. I know I keep plugging them in, but truly, we were driving in the car. It was me, Cam, and actually a shout out to Mama Way. She helped sponsor all of us. And she was driving in Mama Way. Like, I don't need to blast you, dude, but you drive so fast, bro. So fast. And I'm like, bro, this is not California. This is freaking Illinois. Like, you're gonna get a ticket. She right past the cop. And I don't know if the cop was just like gay by the grace of God or like what happened, but dude, it was a riot. And like, I've driven in like Michael Elgin's car. Like, I've driven in like wrestlers' cars that drive crazy trying to get to bookings, but Mama Way put a whole new limit on it. We were over here like, he's over here sleeping in the back. So it makes me sound like I'm being super dramatic, but it was a long travel trip, but it was just crazy. I was like, yo, and I don't know how we got there in one piece, but we did. And we got there on time, and it was, shout out to Mama.
That and Yucca Valley CHP hates us.
Oh my gosh, they do. See, oh my gosh. Every time we go to Arizona, we get a ticket. And I swear to God, we drive the speed limit, but we always get a freaking ticket. And I'm just like, are they like, I don't know, are they tracking this? Is there some sort of like, I'm telling you, Arizona, so I'm just gonna start putting it in my booking fee and just like, ticket will probably be about $100. We'll add that to the cost. No, I'm just kidding. But it's wild. It's crazy.
Oh my God. So, sorry, Arizona. I've had some wrestlers on my show from your state, like Fallon Gray.
It's the California Highway Patrol. It's the CHP. It's California that keeps doing it to us.
Jeez. Cali. Leave Savanna Stone alone.
Leave me alone. Thank you. Leave me alone.
Please, listen
write
to him.
to all the officers 8x10. Sorry, that cost you money.
Come on. Seriously, I will give 8x10s. Make it. You give me some 8x10s. Make it strictly for the cops.
Just for them.
You'll just like go and you'll just go into the office. You'll be at the table. You're like, "What's your name?" Okay, give that to her. Give this.
There you
go.
go.
Don't give her that one. Give this to him because this is more of a posing one. Back is arched in that one. Give that to the chief. Like he doesn't.
Oh my god!
You have to get the frame and then frame the one for the chief and then put like a napkin and pull a kiss on it so he'd never bother.
The chief gets the one where she's dunking the donut in the coffee.
Yeah.
You have to do. Oh my god! You have to do headshots just for 8x10s just for like cops. Have like cop type things.
I'm thinking about it.
Like cop shirt half button with like loading the gun and like the other one. Then you were sitting in a bath
out of control.
Box of donuts next to it like that, and then like have you in the cell like that like at the bar.
This is well thought out. This is a well thought out shoot. I love it.
Dealing with a wrestling fan with attention deficit disorder. So like,
there you go.
And I also
that's how we all get our start.
Don't we all?
I have my own character, so I'm thinking all these fun Savanna poses. You're in the jail cell, like that. Like,
I'm gonna start calling. Where are my savvy poses?
Like the orange shirt, all like. The sleeves all ripped up. It's just no sleeves. It's just like that. Like
no sleeve having Savvy Stone.
No sleeves.
Oh, the old blue cage, WWF cage, like
coming through the blue squares.
Yeah, it looks like the old Hogan like WrestleMania with King Kong Bundy. Do you have any matches you have not done yet in your career that you've been dying to do?
Ooh.
Like on a dream list?
I would say not necessarily a specific opponent, if I'm being honest, but I would say a territory. I would say I would really, really like to hit Japan. The whole entire style over there, the whole entire thought process, the whole entire business, the whole entire showcase itself. It's not even a specific company. It's just the whole territory as itself. I was taught New Japan style. I was homebred that way. So like being able to wrestle there with anybody, even if it's a newcomer, if it's a legend, it doesn't matter. Just being able to touch ground in there and wrestle that style that I was trained would be an honor.
There's a female wrestler that I had on the podcast last year. She's from Holland and she got a chance. She's been there for like half a year. Been in Japan, and she says that she's not liking the time zone, but she likes that she's been getting a lot of experience. But then he also says that she posted I have to send you the clip later on. It's hilarious. She's having trouble with the translations, so Google sometimes won't give her the translation. She's like, she made the video with her phone out of the case. She's like, help me. I'd be scared.
Yeah, it's a whole new world.
Yeah, I would pay someone just to walk around me so I don't cause like an American chaos. Like I'll say I want sushi, and then the person's on their phone not listening to me making an order, and I want like a Pokeball with like a squid, and I get my bowl and it's actual squid tentacles still moving. Yep. I'll be like,
yep.
What horror movie did this come out of? Like,
right? Yeah.
Would you eat it though?
I'm a
you
fan.
Would.
I would.
He would
eat it. If it was blinking at me, then I'd panic. Like
respect.
Then I'd panic.
Respect.
But then you don't want to insult somebody's culture. Like
exactly.
Some cultures in Asia, you get food, as my parents said, my mom has said, in Japan, you get sushi and it's still breathing and it's still taking its last breath, and you're like
cutting in for the kill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. You're trying to make yourself famous in over in Japan, and the promoter brings you for dinner and you're eating sushi and looking down, and what's his face is still looking at you like, you can really do this to me? Famous, baby. I'm sorry.
I feel bad because Nemo's last words are going to hear from me are, "Man, you're delicious."
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, man. What's his name? What's your name's friend? The blue fish, the little fish?
Dory.
Dory.
And sorry, Dory, you were supposed to be in a fish tank, baby girl. You you go. Nemo's gonna miss your ass. Yeah. Have you wrestled anybody lately that you know that they were already on your dream list, or you have a dream list of wrestlers that you want to wrestle?
Yeah, I was really spoiled in the beginning of my career. I got to wrestle basically all the dream people that are now signed right now. Like I got to wrestle Thunder Rosa. I got to wrestle Tessa Blanchard. I got to wrestle Nia Jax. I got to wrestle Madison Rayne. I got to wrestle Angelina Love. I got to wrestle Chris Statlander, Layla Hirsch, Ruby Reyes, and so many more. I got to wrestle DJ Hyde himself. I got to tangle up with Elgin. I got to wrestle with B-Boy. I got to wrestle at Joey Chaos's place at Santino Bros. And so I would say like I got to wrestle Delilah Doom. I've gotten to wrestle so many names. I could keep going. Victoria, WWE. I've gotten to wrestle so many amazing people. Elena Black, all of them throughout the years because I've been doing this for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been doing this. I'm still. I know. I'm 25. I started when I was 16, and I've been doing it for 10 years now. It's the most stable job I've had is wrestling,
Wow.
Which I take that as a very big pro for me because I take it very seriously. And yeah, I don't know. I would say for me, it's mainly. I think the biggest goal that I have right now, genuinely, is looking at this independent scene and seeing how grotesque it is. Not to get down, but it is. It's not what I used to love it in the beginning, and ever since the people that kind of kept the core of it have gotten signed, I feel like the heart has kind of lost, and the passion and the heart for professional wrestling has gone away. And I would love to be able to create a business. And own my own business and have like a safety for the independent scene again, just the independent scene. Like if it becomes TV level, that would be awesome. But the goal would be just to create like a safe place for people to train and a safe place to be creative and wrestle. And I would make sure not to wrestle. That would be probably around the time I retired. Because I don't believe in booking yourself to get over, which is apparently a lot of what the independent scene is these days, which is crazy because it just didn't used to be like that. So yeah, I have a big dreams of just being what I never had in the independent scene, which was safety, starting so young.
It's crazy, and I think it's like totally fantastic that you've been in this business for 10 years. And with these 10 years, you're only 25, and you still have not, like, I'm 42 years old, and I've been watching this business ever since I was a little boy watching Hogan and the eye roll, like Hogan and watching him in the Garden, and now watching you all you independent wrestlers have been doing this podcast now for 4 years, and watching you all grow. And some of them, like Billy Starks, she was on our podcast back in the day when she was very young, and now look where she is. She's in AEW.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to her like a few months ago, and she was like, I'm like, hey, congratulations. Maybe you can come back. Can't because of AEW and the contracts. But
yeah,
I think
they're very strict.
I think it's amazing that you are in this business now 10 years. Have you seen the growth of the scene since you've been in this thing for 10 years?
I've seen it decrease, actually, if I'm being 1000% honest. I think that they have completely plucked all the talent, and not just talent, but when I mean talent like mental capability of understanding the business, and that it is a business, and that you're representing yourself as a business. And then also the heart of showcasing and still be real enough in the ring to make it be real and like tell an active, real story that's not just robotic. And then just being like I guess, a halfway decent human being at the end of the day, as well as the third step. And that's like your spirit right there. And I think right now there's a lot of corruptness going on, unfortunately. And it's very sad. It's a very heartbreaking time in my eyes. It's a very heartbreaking time in this business. And that's not to be bitter or anything like that. It makes people like me want to step up and do right and be like, hey, wait a minute. It wasn't perfect when I started, but it was better when I started. It should be weird. At 25, I should be able to say I feel safer. I feel more comfortable being in this business, but I actually feel less safe in this business, which is crazy. It's crazy to think that way at 2025. At 2016, I felt safer than I do at 2025. And so I look at it from my perspective of like, okay, if I get signed, that's awesome. And I still, I'm still young. But if I get signed, that's great. For me, it's more about telling my story and having the freedom to tell my story. I feel like if I have the right company that wants to work with me on that, they'll come and they'll sign me, and the time will happen when it happens. And if not, then I'm going to create my own business like I've been doing and create, I have enough of that foundation. I've been in the business long enough, and I've been on TV programs long enough to have production, to know the right people to draw and be able to create my own business and have the right connections to do that as well. So really whatever comes my way and whenever I feel like it's time to start and begin new avenues, I will. It's just making the right business decisions and not being too greedy, too selfish, too quickly moving too fast and really seeing what's wrong with our business. So if you do go on the business side and create your own business, you're not just recreating the same problem over and over again, and I think having a female perspective on it would be a nice change of pace too, being a woman who's been in this business as a wrestler and then also shared production and knows that side as well, on top of training as a young woman, I think could create an amazing atmosphere. So for people like Billy, I'm very proud of her because she was able to have the right connections and know the right people, and just by the grace of God, have that divine timing to get that opportunity. And her and I we had shared a locker room at Kitsune. We started together around the same time.
Wow.
It's really awesome. I had my match, funny story. So me and Jordan Grace, I had my first match with Jordan Grace in Tennessee. And Billy was the photographer. She was 13 years old, photographing my match before she actually started taking bumps. And we've known each other ever since. She trained in Indiana and I trained in Missouri. And as you know, wrestling territories, that's like next to each other. Yeah. So it's been a crazy ride. And I'm very grateful for the people that I know and the knowledge I was able to get so young, because I feel like I am able to share that. And like I said, hopefully clean a little bit of the way that it is nowadays.
One of my
That's deep, I know, I'm sorry.
One of my fans, he always asks the most randomest questions. He has a question on the screen right now for you, Savanna.
Yeah. So to answer that, no, not technically in the ring. Not technically in the ring, but we have almost had a mixed tag team match when I needed to step in with a overzealous venue sponsor, and his own private security trying to push her around because he didn't understand what part of the show was, and he really crossed the line. So not necessarily a mixed tag team match, but Savvy has seen me have to use my bear paws a few times.
Yeah. And I will say this, though, what a fun fact, he did actually do it the right way, which is I consider the old school way. He got in the ring and did train for a bit. There was this kind of low-level company, VPW, and at the time he was training there, and they had asked me to train, and that's how we originally met. And he did the bumps, he took the bumps, and then exposed that he was actually a photographer and wanted to do that, but wanted to come into the business the right way. And I thought that was really cool. So that was the closest intergender tag team thing that we got. So he did get in the ring. We have shared a ring together.
And to answer the questions after that, yes, she whooped the dog snot out of me. I felt like I got hit by a semi truck. Yeah. And immediately told her the next time I saw her, I appreciated everything she did, but I know I'm safer behind the camera and not in the ring.
Oh. Oof. Yeah. It's not for everybody, man. You got to put your body through it. You got to put your body through a lot in the beginning.
I don't know if you saw this, Savanna. I actually took my first ever wrestling bump at a show at High Grounds.
What? Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Congratulations.
Awesome. That's freaking awesome, man. How'd it feel? Feel?
I took my first ever wrestling bump and absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Like I took a Sister Abigail from Lucius Crow. And at the end of the podcast, I'll show you. I think everybody's have seen it. Everybody and their grandma has seen it on Instagram. Like I took the bump and I kept my dad made the video. He sent it to me. I have had it on my phone. I asked the promoter, can I post it? They're like, no, wait a week. We have to edit our video, and I can't even tell you how many people I showed. You would have thought I was showing a picture of me running in the park with my boxers on, running with a t-shirt over my head. Like the little kid, like the parents showing that, look at my son ran around the bases and hit a home run. That was my home run in the 9th inning. That was my walk-off home run in the World.
It's a big deal.
That was my Aaron Boone moment in the World Series. Yankees fans all know this. That was my walk-off home run. Walk-off home run. Go to the World Series. And then I get to the World Series and get hit with an F5. Like, never gonna have that ever again. But yeah, I work with all females, as I said, in the place I work in. And their faces went from this, you're in the ring. Oh my God. Joe, are you okay? And I'm sitting there behind her holding the phone like this. And they're like, oh my God, did you get hurt? Are you okay? And I'm like, I'm standing right here. Would I be in a hospital with the arm up, leg up, beep, beep? If I wasn't okay, I'd be home right now in my bed with my leg up.
Right.
Like, I'd be old, like the 90s cartoon of the person in the hospital bed with the leg and the arm up. Ooh, that'd be me if I wasn't okay. They're like, are you telling me wrestling fake? I'm like, no, I'm not saying it's fake. I just know how to take a bump. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not trained. But it's in my family, as you know, that Savanna, my grandfather wrestled in the 50s and 60s. My cousin wrestled until the 90s. And my other cousin wrestled too. So it was just it's in the blood. So it's in the blood.
That's right.
It's in the blood.
That's right.
It's in the blood.
I love it.
A lot of people get mad. Oh, you talk about your grandfather so much. Of course, he's my grandfather. Like,
right.
He ran so they ran so I can stop running so fast. Damn it! Oh God! Oh, like, and people ask me when I first started the podcast, like, why didn't you wear a red mask like that in the podcast? And I say like Rey Mysterio's dad, Rey Mysterio's son. Oh, guapo, man. You gotta look cute in front of the camera. Girls want to see the pretty face. Like, and the shiny bald head. Come on.
That's right.
Red glasses. I just got these because I wore these glasses because my grandfather's mask was red. And
that's a great touch.
Very good tribute.
I like wearing funny glasses. Like, and you could just toss a pair of red glasses on a baseball cap. And also because I got these glasses from my program I go to on Fridays around COVID. And it was like a Valentine's Day gift. And when I was meeting, someone said, hey, you need something to make yourself distinguished. And people will remember that in the wrestling world. And there was on my desk in a bag. And I just went, oh, your eyes are glared out. Boom. Put the hat on. I didn't have a hat yet, so I took a regular baseball cap backwards, and he was like, okay. I'm like, I think I'm good. I'm good. Like, I'm good.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
It just stuck.
Snazzy,
now when I go to shows, it's hilarious, Savannah. You could see I'm walking around the venue, and they're like, there he is. There he is. The red glasses. He's here. Like,
it's your signature look, man.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
I got to shave my head more. I got too much fuzz in the back, looking like.
That's what I'm saying, man. People don't get the idea of fashion in our business. It makes you have a signature look. You gotta have some fashion. You gotta be a little wacky, and people gotta talk about it. It's gotta be something to remember.
That's it. Yep.
And also, I wear a cool.
You ain't bringing nothing to the table. How are they gonna remember you?
Yeah, I forgot my red glasses, and they're like, "That's not Joe. That's Randy. No, it's me. No, your Superman doesn't show his identity." Like, no, you're lying. This is not the right person. You got the wrong. You got the Wish Joe. You didn't get Joe. You got the Wish Joe.
Wish.
You You got Wish Joe the Great, Joe Panther the Third. You didn't get him. You didn't go on the right page. Oh. Okay, Savanna and the cameraman of all cameramen. Before we go, if anybody wants to follow or pick up anything 8x10s from you, Savanna, where can they find them?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can go ahead and follow Savanna Stone 01 on Instagram. That's where almost all of my contact is leaked, on top of Facebook. And then if you want to get previews of little teasers and little clips of what I'm working on and new projects that I'm working on, you would want to go and follow
Cam Era. And you can find all that on Instagram or at cam_era_is_now. Yes, I know that's frustrating. I apologize. But yes, that's where they can find all those little teasers there that lead to the things that we're making for her merchandise and her 8x10s and her upcoming promos.
Yes. And then for what I have for sale right now, you guys, if you guys are interested, we have always, we have new 8x10s available. We have limited t-shirts available. We have some more coming in soon that are going to be a totally different design. So if you guys want to be a scallywag or a salty wench and you are what I am, then come join our crew and get that merch today. We also have handmade bracelets along with some other fun accessories. If you guys are interested, just message me.
Awesome. My last question for you, Savanna. If anybody wants to get into the business, like these young kids that I see watching and stuff like that, what kind of advice would you have for them?
I would say, first things first, I always go logical answers. Make sure you do your research and look up the appropriate school that's going to be safe for you to train at, that is a well-established school, that has good connections on top of that, because you don't want to just be training at some place that doesn't have any connections, because then where are you going to go after you get done training? So that's the logical answer. And then my heartfelt answer, just to make sure as a warrior and as a fighter to stay in this business, always make sure you keep this open and letting it flow and never block it. And if you are blocking it, be honest and be real about it, because that shows an awesome match. And that's your mind, by the way, for those who don't understand what I'm pointing to. And then your heart. Always make sure no one touches this. Make sure no one taints this. This is sacred. This is literally how you tell a story, is the feelings that you feel inside your heart. So make sure no one taints this. And then this right here, down at the bottom right there, that's your spirit, man. That's your personality. Make sure that stays unbreakable.
Awesome. I want to thank you both for coming on the podcast. It was so awesome to have you on for the third time. Maybe next year we can make it 4 times, Savanna. Maybe next year we can do another.
That's right. Maybe we'll just keep bringing someone new with me every time and just keep it.
It's like a revolving door, like in New York. Like,
yeah.
There you go.
Don't get caught in the revolving door. It's really fast.
And we'll just add, like, we'll have to like talk like this, because there'll be another person right there. Like,
oh, StreamYard, you could allow people in like other rooms. Like,
no. We'll just keep it.
That'd be hilarious. Like adding people. Another guy.
Joe, it was great meeting you and being able to talk to you. Thank you for letting me come on, man.
Thank you very much. If you want to follow me, you could follow us on Dudes at Ringside Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Definitely follow Savanna and my buddy Cam over here on both of their social medias. I'm Joe Panther the Third. Your turn.
And I am Savanna Stone, the unbreakable one.
And I am the ever-exposing Cam Era.
And we will catch you in the next one.